All right, the final part of our kind of advanced look at inking. This is an example of work by Ashley Wood. Ashley is an Australian artist, has a nice loose style. In using this does limited color, which I think is a nice effect. Kind of gives us a silkscreen look and a bit of zipper-tone. Can be done digitally where we just did the Hulk piece. Nicely done, nice and loose, and get a lot of energy. This one here, Paul Pope. Nice use of blacks, nice brushwork. You can see in Pope's work um, that he really places things in such a way that they stay very fluid, very cinematic. We have two characters. We see the back of the first one, then we see her face close up. He repeats, so we get that these two characters are still talking. We see her again, and then we pull back. She's further down, but he's up higher now. I think that's a nice way of carrying it through. A lot of nice texture on the ground, nice use of blacks. Really draws your eye in. Nice pattern on her dress. A lot of great detail on this. This is a piece by Raphael Grandpa, and he's a new artist coming in. Crazy amount of texture in this. You really take a look. This is definitely done with either a rapidograph or a quill. I'd say most likely a rapidograph. That's how you get this really fine line. In the olden days, you couldn't do this. This would reproduce really muddy. Today, with digital technology, it's not a problem. So you can work in a finer array of materials, but again, just take a look at the pattern, look at the placement of blacks, look at the way he handles this. Really nicely done. Another nice piece, I believe this is Steve McNiven. The inking style is very clean. It keeps what could be really cluttered nice and tight. A lot of line weights very similar. He has almost the same line weight here as he does here. And you kind of lose detail. You almost don't notice, like Captain America is right here. You don't notice Wolverine right away. And a lot of that is because the lines are all very similar in weight. Not saying it's bad, it's a style, but a little bit more black and a little bit more line weight I think would make this stand out just a little bit more. Different inkers working on the same pencil, you get to see that an inker does bring a lot to his role or her role in terms of the art production. We have 4 different artists here: Bob Layton, Klaus Janson, Tom Palmer, and Joe Rubinstein. They're all inking an Incredible Hulk drawing. Not sure who the penciler was. But you can see, even looking at the face, the character changes very much with each artist. As a penciler, you hope your inker is going to follow the integrity of your pencils, but that's not always the case. So strong inking can really bring out weak penciling. It can also save weak penciling. So, inking does play a big role in the whole process. Another example of different inks on the same pencils. So the top one you see Jim Balance pencils, and then you see the inking process by different artists. And each one approaches it in a different way. Each one spots the black in a slightly different way, handles whether it's feathering, or it's crosshatch, or it's stipple. You can see there's a lot of differences between the way each of these artists work. All of them get to the end result, and it's more than tracing. That's the thing with inking. Inking takes so much practice. You really have to give time and effort to inking. Nobody picks up a pen or a brush and instantly becomes a great inker. It just doesn't happen. Last example, Tyler Crook. I really like this one because it has a lot of really simple, clean line, but what I really like is the way the artist spotted in blacks, even though the penciler, and I believe it's the same artist, even though the penciler didn't include a lot of the blacks, the inking process brought a lot of the blacks out. And when you don't have anything black in the background, like here and here and here, doing this kind of stuff, that just adds so much to it. Just look how much more polished it looks because there are these black areas in the corners. So that's really nicely done. Really nicely done. So my advice to you, if you want to get better at inking, is find your favorite artist, find a book of his or hers, that is done specifically in black and white and really study how they ink. DC Comics is doing a whole new line of hardcover books called Noir, and essentially what it is it's the original art published in a book, or the stories published with just the original art and no colors. So you purely see the black and the white. Noir is French for black, so that's what it's all about. It shows us the blacks. We're able to see the original art better. You get to see the ink lines. You get to see the choices. And really, that's the only way you're going to get to be a better inker. All right, hope this helped. As always, email me if you have any additional questions.